The National Pickleball League 2026 finals. We're live here with ahm Insurance, about to get underway with our first set of games for our Super Saturday. It is absolutely outrageous what is happening today. We are starting with our Outback v Opals matchup. It's going to be simply scintillating. And I'm very lucky to have the legendary Mr. Vuk Vilicevic jumping in the booth with me as well. G'day Vuk, how are we, mate?
Hey Dill, I'm super pumped to be here, brother, and I'm very excited to get around the microphone with you and to watch some great pickleball. This matchup is one that I've been very, very excited to see from a couple of different reasons. So I'll let you get into some of the details and I'll give you a few of my comments and things to look out for our fans.
Yeah, it's simply exceptional. And if you are just tuning in today, you didn't get a chance to watch the action yesterday. We did have our playoffs finish, so we did see the Reef bow out. So as such, the Opals and the Outback are the only Queensland teams remaining. Both the Roos and the Dinkers did go through. And I think it's an interesting one. We will see those two teams take on the respective sides of the Stingers and the Tide at the same time slot here at 10 o'clock. So you can catch all of those other matches via the NPL YouTube channel as well. And we're going to get stuck into our main event here, I suppose you could say, of the Opals v Outback. But additionally, there is also the Heat v Adders, which is another fantastic matchup. Now, Vuk, I think, we were seeing it on social media. There was a fair bit of heat, a fair bit of banter between these two sides. What's your take from it straight away? Like, just gut feeling, how do you think this one's going to pan out?
Oh, in terms of who wins, it's a tough one. I think it's going to be a very momentum-oriented match. So I think the energy is going to be super high. I'm just pumped to see all of the clashes. I'm pumped to see Katie Hart going head-to-head with Nicholas Showman. I'm pumped to see Nick Mal going at AJ and Harry Brown. I'm pumped to see how Josh Barber handles all of it. I'm not sure how into the rivalries he is with all of it, but I think it's a bunch of energetic people on the court, and they all are hungry for the win. So, I think the more energy a team brings, the more momentum they can create, and then it's a question of who can ride the momentum longer and take it all away.
Yeah, I think that's spot on, mate. And the drama really started off for everyone at home in the mid-season draft. We did see Aaron Johnson originally played for the Opals, and he effectively got traded out. The Outback with Harry Brown picked him up. So there's a bit of rivalry here for you at home, and there is no secret about it. Katie Hart, Nicholas Kuman, definitely there's something going on there. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's a lot of yelling and whatnot on the court, bit of heat. And we did see Nicky Mal and Josh Barber come in the side for the Opals, and additionally Millie Smythe there taking the 2 position for the Outback. There's our Dupers up on screens. Obviously, Duper, our official rating systems for the National Pickleball League. Now, Harry Brown, look at that, a 5.7, 5.6, leading the side. Vuk, you took him on last year in a singles format. Obviously, he was a little bit injured at that point in time, but you just know how much of a weapon he is. Do you think he's going to have a big impact in this match?
Yeah, for sure. I think he's got a great attitude. He can really lead his team. And of course, his game's one of the top in Australia, so I think any team coming up against him can feel the energy that he brings on the court and with his attitude and his play. So, yeah, the Opals are going to have a bit of a tough time whenever he's on the court. However, what I'm really curious about, Dylan, is do we have the bios for each player, like all of their stats, for example, like waist, height, etc., or no?
I don't know if I'd want to be putting the weight and height of the players on the screen.
I'm super curious because I've just heard that Nick Mal is like 4'7". I just want to confirm if he actually is above that 5 foot height or not.
Well, I reckon if you are live on the YouTube chat here for the NPL, you can let us know what you reckon on that. But,
that would be great. I'm just curious. Everyone's kind of, there's a few things being thrown out there. One person that said he's 4'7", another one said he's 5'2", so I just need to figure out where he's actually at.
It's a tall order to fill, that is for sure. But we do have our match format up on screen for you all, just so you know how it all works out. Men's and women's doubles will be rally scoring first to 22. Now, men's and women's singles are traditional, scoring 15, swapping 8. And then mixed doubles, should we have a 2-2 situation, we will go across to the rally scoring once again. Now, there's the Opals up on screen. The combination of Schumann and Mildwaters this year has been exceptional. They are the boroughs of 2026, and these ladies are dominant. You know, Nicholas Schumann has won 5 season round MVPs thus far, and Crystal has been quietly dominating as well from her role. Strong female players, Vuk. Thoughts on it, both from women's doubles and women's singles, how these two are going to lead?
You know, I think that I want to see how Katie Hart handles all the pressure from this matchup, because obviously it's a Queensland-oriented matchup, and she's going to want to be the best Queensland player. Nicola Shomans has shown that she's one of the young, promising talents up and coming, so I think, with also the last performance Katie had, where things got a little bit fired up and maybe she got a little bit too emotional on the court, I think it's a great opportunity for her to step up and really have a really good effect on her team. I think Millie and Crystal might be a little bit, maybe from at least the conversations I've heard, they might be a little bit less fiery around the desire to win potentially, but I could be wrong. Maybe they're going to come out and be more fired up than anyone. So I think this matchup has a lot to offer, and I think we're going to be surprised in more ways than one. The question is, in which way? So let's find out. I'm pumped to see it.
Yeah, and we can see our results there, where the Outback's sitting on top of the ladder, and we are about to get underway here with men's doubles. So we will see the combination of Brown and Johnson right in front of us repping the Outback, up against Malaganaeus and Barber on the other side. Let's get started. Finals time is live. The green zone is a go. Speed up there from Nikki Mal, catching Harry Brown off, and Vuk, interested to see straight away Josh Barber playing on the left.
Yeah, I like Nick on the right. I mean, he's low to the ground, so, you know, he's going to get the balls nice and quick from down there, and, obviously Josh with the bigger reach might be the play. I think it looks good this way. Let's see if it stays that way for the whole match. Now, Dylan, what are we playing to?
So this matchup is the 22 rally scoring format, and we have a nice hands battle here. Mickey Mal really taking Harry Brown on and gets one there. 2-0 for his side. We will swap at 11, so the fellas will swap sides the other part of the court. But with rally scoring,
Nick Mal quite composed so far. He hasn't fired up, and he's won his team 2 points already.
Diving effort.
This is really tame so far. I'm quite disappointed that nobody's gotten fired up. That lead tape was an excellent opportunity for AJ to just let out a bit of a roar, but everyone's been tame so far. So I think maybe the tension's building for something a bit bigger later on.
Talking about the net. Yeah, Yola, our net provider for this weekend and the season, of course. 2-2 the scoreline, and you are right. I feel they're probably just feeling each other out at this point in time. No real animosity as of yet. I don't think it'll take long until something happens. Here we go, another hands battle to get us started.
Yeah, quite a friendly game of pickleball so far.
You sound disappointed, mate.
The quality of pickle is really good, though. It's been a while since I've tuned into NPL. Everybody seems to be playing fundamentally quite well, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, we typically see the men's play with a lot more patient play, I guess you could say, a lot more dinking. Whereas the women's doubles is all out, like heavy hitting. So it's a great format in that we will see lots of different play styles for our viewers at home. And additionally, one thing we got to add, we do have a freeze at 21. Now, yesterday, as we have a diving effort from Harry Brown, unable to get it back over, yesterday we did see the freeze really came into effect. There were multiple comeback opportunities, and we'll see if that occurs once again.
You know, I think the serve and the return are quite undervalued in Pickle. And so far, Josh serving has been mid-court, and Harry's return has been maybe less than mid-court. So I'm not too stoked with how these guys are starting the point off at the moment, given that it's a great way to keep the opponent back, or to potentially even get an easier third shot. Would love to see Nick Mal here rip a deep serve.
He typically does have a heavy serve, Nick. But, yeah, he might be onto something. And one thing I'm curious, Vuk, we've seen many balls already go into the net. So a few unforced errors to get us started with at a 7-4 scoreline.
Yeah, the 3 points on AJ's return just a moment ago is a really nice way to get a point up on your serve, which is obviously the more difficult task at hand. But Harry with a little bit better of a return there. Let's see if he can do a slightly deeper serve to put him and AJ in a better position on the third ball here. Great movement and great patience. Yeah, look, I'm much more of a big server and rip the third shot type of guy. So maybe these guys are just all very content with playing the serve, playing the return, and then getting into that dink battle of the net. Maybe they're all quite happy to start the point off that way. Me, I would be looking to serve that ball in the 4/5 quarter of the returning block, and I'm hoping to get a short return that I can pounce on immediately. But doesn't look like the goal here.
Yeah, another netball there, and I think you've got a point, Vuk. For viewers at home, if you aren't aware, Vuk obviously has played at a very high level across both pickle and paddle, so he knows what he's talking about, and has featured very highly in NPL tournaments in the past. Oh, nice double-handed backhand rip there from Nicky Mal.
That was awesome. Yeah, I do have to say though, my style is quite unorthodox in both sports. So, my opinion is going to be quite oftentimes oriented around my play style, which many people wouldn't enjoy playing with. So it's important to keep that in mind. Everybody's own unique play style is going to format their own game a certain type of way. So that drive by Harry to the center of Nick's body prompts an error, and I think that's what I'd like to see him do more often. I mean, the guy is not one of the top singles players in Australia, and also pushing top players in the world without having good drives. So I'd love to see him starting more points off with some hard shots at the body of his opponents.
Oh, AJ with the highlight. There we go.
Wow.
Flicking it into the corner.
Catching Josh Barber off guard there.
Yeah, he's normally known for his tomahawk, Mr. Johnson, but they have taken a 10-9 lead. This to force the swap.
Is Josh Barber Josh's real name, or is he actually a barber, as one of his maybe part-time roles.
Yeah, I don't know what he does for a living outside of pickle, mate.
He's got a nice buzz cut, so I'll get a trim by him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
risky.
nice.
Risky play there, Nicky Mal all over it, and the 11-10 will swap, so we will see the fellas go to the other side of the courts in pretty much a close one. Now, we do have other games going on at the moment, and as expected, all very close. The Adders have a very narrow lead against the Heat, currently up 11-9 also. Now, anything you've seen thus far from these two sides that sort of split the difference, or players just still warming up?
They're all quite close in many different aspects. I think Nick Mal's been quite passive on the right there, happy to just kind of take care of his side. That last backhand flick coming from under the net to set up Josh with the put away was really, really good. Would love to see him look for that and maybe take a little bit more of the court because he's fast and he has that table tennis-esque wrist flick that can essentially put pressure on his opponents from any height that the ball might be at. So would like to see that more from him, and I'd also like to see Harry Brown when the ball's short, drive the ball a bit more, and then look to set himself up with a put away after.
Do you think Harry might be a bit hesitant of the rebound from Nicky Mal? Oh, what an angle.
He's got there. How was that? Was that good?
It looks like it.
Really cutting it close with that angle, but looks like it's been called good, so well done to AJ.
Yep, easy
Yeah,
peasy.
nice. Love the drive from Harry. I think going central at Nick's body earned AJ the easy fifth drop to get them in net there, which I think is the play for them.
And
Went
another
for it
error
again.
there.
It didn't work out.
Seems to be quite a bit of ball going the way to Barber, Vuk.
Yeah, well, I think I like Harry's drive to Nick. Even that last one was good. I think AJ just rushed a little bit. I mean, Nick didn't really bang it back. He was caught off guard. I just felt like AJ rushed into the ball and didn't have his feet set.
There we have the raised finger from Nicky Mal. Here we go. A bit of feeling finally coming in for this men's doubles matchup.
And what does the raised finger mean, Dill?
Don't do it again, more or less telling him off.
That was a really nice deep serve by him. Maybe the raised finger also meant a little bit of confidence boost.
Well, we're yet to see a body bag just yet. I think that we'll get our first real fiery response when that occurs.
Nice, good.
Successful.
Very nice. I'm surprised Nick Mal isn't sitting on that. I guess he might be protecting his body there.
Foot fault. Malaganaeus complaining to the ref. But as such, we do have a lead there for Brown and Johnson. Ball called long. Keep in mind, each team does have timeouts to utilise as we get to the pointy end of the stick. Now, Vuk, in your experience over your career, how often does complaining to the referee work out?
It depends how much the referee likes you, I think. If you have a good relationship with the ref, you can really, ask the question in a nice little way with a lot of doubt. If you're maybe thinking that your opponent has called a close ball, and if you ask with enough doubt and the referee likes you enough, you can get a call overturned. If the referee doesn't like you, I suggest trying to interact with the ref the least amount possible, because I've had some terrible interactions and points taken away from debating and talking with the ref. So, yeah, in this situation, relationships matter. Nick Mal actually made a comment on social media making a statement that Harry Brown's paying off the refs. So that's something we should be looking out for. If any low-key conversations are happening with the ref and Harry Brown, see if Nick's comments have any truth to them.
Well, he's just blitzed it down into the back right corner, and as such, they've got the lead back. This is a terrific first battle between these two.
Josh
Now,
not finding his way.
our first men's double yesterday, Vuk, went to like a 27-25 or something. I have a feeling this game's going to follow suit.
Yeah, this is very close. What's your prediction with what we've seen so far?
Now, I think if that keeps occurring, then the Outback may get up. I think it's very curious, right? We're seeing a lot of dinking patterns go towards Barber, and you did mention it a couple of times that you wanted Harry Brown to play a little bit more aggressive, but I do wonder, like this third shot drive, fifth shot drop is working for the Outback at the moment. They're getting easy transitions. It's a nice flick from Barber.
There we go. Nick Mal giving him a big chest bump, trying to raise his confidence. And you had to reach up quite high to reach Josh's crest with that chest tap.
Oh, there we go. Big Ernie.
Counts like a puma.
Got a wry smile from Dylan Ventura-Ho at the back there. Shout out to the NPL boys. They've been working tirelessly to make this finals happen.
Big shout out to them, especially for reaching out to me. I'm very pumped to be joining you on commentary all the way from Europe. And wow, back-to-back Ernies. AJ saying, whatever you can do, Harry, I can do better. Or at least on the backhand side.
Yeah, it's a great sign of confidence there with the boys are moving laterally, and we have a 2018. Remember, viewers, we are playing to 22.
Ooh. That would have been a big point to make.
Right shot there for Harry Brown. He's been pretty consistent with it thus far, just floated it a little bit long.
It's the look that Josh and Nick needed. If they win this point, they're back to equal. Wow. Can't say that I was too stoked about AJ moving back and letting that ball drop, but it worked out. But I'm just completely shocked that Josh left his line open there.
And we have a set point opportunity here and a timeout called for the Opals. There's the big roar from AJ. He's fired up. He's beaten Barber twice down that corner, Vuk. Do you reckon that backhand side's a bit open for him?
Yeah, I mean, for me, priority is line. Cover the line, and if the guy hits towards your body, swing across and try and change direction during your swing to get the ball cross court in order to protect your body. But yeah, the line's obviously the go-to place you got to watch out for, and being passed up there that many times is A little concerning. Can't say that I would expect to get the sharpest rate from Josh with what I've seen so far with Kizababa.
Well, something to think about for everyone at home is that Aaron Johnson got traded by the Opals, or effectively dropped, and the Outback picked him up. So there is a little bit of feeling in this one for AJ, and for him to take a win against these two fellas in finals time, I think it would mean quite a bit to him.
Yeah, and how much regret does the captain of the Opals have right now seeing AJ ball out?
Yeah, into the net, 2-1, 2-1. Well, I don't think Crystal will be too concerned as the boys get it back. Now, we have a 2-point pickleball situation, viewers, with a freeze in effect. So points can only be won on the service.
Oh no. Harry
Good timeout.
maybe listened to my advice about returning deeper, but just decided to do it at the wrong time.
Oh, and they get it.
Jeez.
2-3, 2-1, and a big shout.
That was fiery. And also well deserved.
Jeez, they had a set point.
Very exciting first game. Very exciting. A lot of tension. Nick Mal came good, and now we get to watch the warm-up for women's doubles.
Well, let's talk about this, right? So we've just had a awfully close first one where the Outback really had a chance to put that one away and just collapsed in the final couple of points. Enter Nicholas Gumar and Katie Hart, who ironically are standing next to each other on the court, but they've been pretty fiery towards each other all weekend long. And you can see their double stoopers there. Millie Smythe coming in at a 4.7, Katie Hart with a 5.3 up against the combo of Mild Waters at a 5.1, and Skumana 5.7 Vuk. That's reaching Vilicevic numbers. She's just dominated in the APP and has been, like, honestly, probably season MVP. She's had 5 MVPs all season long. You thought there was going to be fire in the men's doubles. I can guarantee you, everyone at home, there's going to be more in this match.
Yeah, I felt that Harry Brown was a little bit tame. I mean, I thought that he would bring a little bit more energy, especially as captain, to get his team across the line. So hopefully before this match, he can get his team into a huddle and get them firing so that they can equalize and get the Outback on equal footing with the Opals.
Yep, and a little bit of history for you all. So round 7, which is our last round before the finals, the Opals lost 2-3 to the Outback. So if historical evidence tells you anything, that men's doubles victory for the Opals is really important. Gets them going on a positive run of form.
How many times have we seen men's doubles be won, however, the team losing at the end? How consistent is the win after taking the first point?
It's a good question. I think it varies from each team, right? Like I think the Opals would be very open with it in that they have a dominant women's doubles side, where if you have a side like the Stingers from New South Wales with Kyle Stoker and Ryan Henry, they have a very strong men's doubles side. So some teams have been drafted differently with different strategies in mind, I suppose. So I think it varies from team to team.
How upset are you as Aaron Johnson, who's dunked the ball, the 4th shot into the net, while his team is up in that first match?
Yeah, look, I think that, like I mentioned, lots of unforced errors at the start of that men's doubles. I imagine
I can see Aaron Johnson sitting there right now, looking deeply into the distance with a 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, plenty of dark thoughts going on, but Mr. AJ will have a chance to return in the men's singles after our women's doubles match-up. So this is going to be absolute fireworks. And Nicola hitting that one long.
Great depth and great spin on that ball by Nicola. He's up and about. I like the energy so far.
Both Skuman and Hart coming from a very high tennis pedigree, so expect plenty of forehand action from these two. Very high velocity as well.
Big slam.
Yep. You wanted fire. We've got it.
Yeah, this seems a lot more energetic than the men's so far.
Well, let's talk about the implications. If the Opals go up and win this one and it results in a 2-0, man, it is a struggle street for the Outback to try and get back. The Opals do have a very strong singles side.
Oof. More net tape action.
Oh, caught on the outside, challenged by Skuman. Confirmed out by official Moo. Any patterns we're seeing thus far, Vuk?
Well, I really like that big drive by Millie to Nicola. Kind of essentially telling her, like, hey, don't cover too much the middle because I'm not afraid to go at you.
Oh, the Ernie too good.
Big celebration there. I think Millie and Katie are giving me a little bit more dominance over the kitchen area. However, when Nicola gets the ball in her forehand, she does look very dangerous. Crystal is holding her own, but yeah, I think Millie and Katie feel a little bit more at home once the game gets up close and personal.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like Crystal at the start of this year was renowned big hitter, fantastic run of form, drafted Nicholas Skuman and has comfortably sat on that right side role. So it just goes to show her adaptability to play with different players.
I like the idea by Katie.
Yeah, first lob, floating a bit long, and it gives the Opals a subtle lead.
Very nice. Katie making a big leap across the court, almost like she was playing singles there for a moment.
Skuman gets it back. Now, I've made it real clear all season long, Vuk, if the Opals ladies lose, then they are in deep water. So for the Outback, they can really sting them here if they can get a victory in the women's doubles.
I think it looks very, very possible at the moment. I think the key factor here is Millie seems to be very, very active and quite explosive. I think she's putting a lot of pressure on Nicola and Crystal, and Katie's obviously a powerhouse and threatening because of her reach. and the potential speed up at any point. So I think they just look a little bit more threatening at the moment. And wow, what a drive!
Yeah, and that is the value of having a right-handed, left-handed duo for Smythe and Hart, is that they can, Millie can play a little bit more aggressive, whereas Crystal on the right side as a right-handed player play a little bit more tentative.
Great reset by Millie.
It's a great rally. Of course, please follow the National Pickleball League on socials if you haven't yet to keep up to date with all our highlight plays.
One negative aspect of having a lefty and a righty, which we haven't seen an issue of yet, is sometimes it can be a little bit confusing on who should go for it. At this point, Millie and Katie almost clashing, but still making it.
What a rally.
The girls resetting really well. Wow.
That is high quality pickle at its best. Women's doubles lighting it up and the lob goes long.
I think the MVP of the rally has to be Katie with all the amazing resets into the kitchen to get her team up and close after being not the best position maybe. Oh, wow. That's a great change of direction out of nowhere by Nicola. Awesome. I think caught Katie hard by surprise. She wasn't expecting the ball coming to her backhand from off the line.
Yeah, well, look, we talked about the righty lefty. I feel that the Opals are playing a lot of ball down the middle right now towards the Outback, as that's a bit of an overstretch there from Hart. 10-10.
Yeah, definitely unnecessary, especially considering Millie's playing awesome. I think taking the ball in front of your partner is only if you're going to actually do something with it or apply pressure, but Millie's doing a good job of doing that herself, so very unnecessary.
And just like the men's, we do have a very close one at the swap, 11-10. As the Opals hop off. And I don't know how this one's going to pan out, honestly. Let's go through some results from our other matchups. So the Heat v Adders. The Adders blew the Heat boys out, getting it done in a 22-13. For the Tide v Dinkers, an awfully close one. 24-22, the Tide taking the first set in the men's doubles, which is really important because the Dinkers have got a very strong men's doubles side in Brian Tran and Daiki Tanabe. For the Stingers v Roos, the Stingers got it done 22-16 in their men's doubles, taking down Sahil Dang's led side, who they were in phenomenal form yesterday. So some big moments already early on here for our Saturday of pickleball. And a big shout out to SportsVod, of course, our broadcaster, for supporting us here with the National Pickleball League and providing all these awesome highlight plays. We now have the Opals closest to us. So, Vuk, you might not be aware, but Nicholas Skuman is the #1 rated junior in the world.
I believe I was aware of this, and I'm also not surprised. I mean, she's super athletic. She has every shot you can imagine. She's also taken some of the top players in the world to 3 sets and probably even beaten some of them. I think I was in Vietnam with her, and I watched her take on some of the top female US players and even beat one of them convincingly. So rather than just being a top junior in the world, I think she's definitely competitive as a top singles pro in the world. I'm not sure about her doubles, wins and results, but I know her singles is, yeah, uh, world class to say the least.
Oh, great angle there from Millie. Yeah, Skiman has the highest duper rating in the entire comp with the 5.7. Harrison Brown, who's on the Outback, the third highest rating, also with the 5.7, just lower than Skiman's.
So are you telling me that Showman beats Harry Brown in singles?
Well, no, that's doubles. Harrison Brown
Ah,
has a 5.6 in singles rating, whereas Skiman has a 5.4.
got it, got it. Understood.
The Tui there unsuccessful. Bang. Yeah, a bit of feeling in that one. Skiman down to the toes from Katie Hart.
Gave her a forehand up the middle with a lot of height. I think that would be safe to say that that's Nicola's bread and butter.
Switch. Down the middle.
Yeah, they found their backhands up the middle, but I think that switch was just unnecessary. Katie's got to trust Millie a little bit more, especially with how well Millie's playing.
Yeah, I almost feel like Millie might be player of this match thus far. Like, I know all the talk is obviously going towards the Skiman Hart matchup, but she's been rock solid.
Yeah, I mean, apart from that return mistake, I've really liked how she's played so far, and she's really added a lot of pressure to the Opals. Really nice play.
Yeah, this is massive for the Opals. Like, just to reiterate, they did win game one. We have a timeout here for the Outback going down 14-17. So, man, I think the Outback are in a serious pickle if they lose this women's doubles. Going into the singles after this, you got that matchup between Skiman and Katie Hart to finish the women's singles is going to be absolute box office.
You know, I think that the errors by the Outback have been not necessarily silly, but I feel like the errors have been very costly because the Opals, I think this game, rather than being the better team, have been the more disciplined team and haven't given away any free points. The Outback have arguably played a higher level in those crazy points and have won most of them. Yet, here we are with the Opals winning 17-14. And speaking of easy mistakes, a free point to the Outback that they much needed.
That switch again, Vuk.
Just think Katie's trying to do too much for no reason. A little more patience necessary. I think Crystal getting a little bit also maybe antsy in the points. Don't think she needed to go for that much.
What a dink.
Pushing. Katie Hart, unsuccessful.
I don't think she really had much of a choice, honestly. That dink was outrageous, forcing Hart out on the left side. Significant lead here for the Opals, but we do have the freeze at 21.
What a drop. Yeah, I think in this matchup, the Opals have just been the more disciplined team overall, and the scoreline shows.
Hold wide. And wow, we have a massive moment here with a 21-16. This is a set point and a chance for the Opals to go up 2-0.
And they take it immediately. Wow.
Well, Vuk, I got to say, all of that chirping earlier on this week, the Opals have come up trumps. The Outback under immense pressure already.
If you told me when we switched sides, I believe it was 11-10, if I'm not mistaken, but the final score will be 22-16, I would not believe you for a single moment.
Yeah, I'm blown away by that. And we will go through to the men's singles portion of our event. Now, how this works out is we are playing to 15 with the fellas rotating at 8. Now, each 4 points that are earned, the players will swap sides. And then when we get to 8, the gentlemen will swap. So their team members will come in. Now, Vuk, how we've done it all season long is effectively I've called them a starter and a finisher. So a starting singles player and then a finishing singles player. And it's really big because, like, for example, for the Outback, Aaron Johnson will come on with a 4.8 there to start. And then Harry Brown at the 8-point mark will come in at a 5.6 to finish. And it's an interesting one, right? Like, the Opals have got a pretty good singles squad for the men's. They have a little bit of adaptability. Now, for you, like, typically we would see the quote-unquote better player finish for their side. But, like, would you rather have a massive lead and try and finish it out, or would you rather have a bit of a late bolter, so to speak, to close out the round for your side?
I mean, I think the lead's the preferable way to go about it because, you know, maybe having your weaker player come in with a lead, they get 1 or 2 free points here and there, which is always possible in pickle. The opposing team, especially if they have their better player, can start to get a little bit more pressure, and it's just a little bit more difficult for the finisher to, I guess, come good if they don't have a great start while also facing a deficit. So yeah, I would definitely go for punching heavy in the beginning and taking an early lead, and then kind of just hoping to get through it by having a little bit of pressure mixed with maybe some smart strategy as well.
And a bit of an update for you all just regarding our Heat v Adders matchup, a crazy comeback. So we did see Kat Westbury and Kat Valos up by quite a fair bit against the combination of Shannon Spencer and Selena Taruya, one of the top women's doubles sides for the season. And it looks like the Heat have retaken the lead 22-21 in their matchup against the Adders. So we will see. Here we go. This has been the chirping all week long. AJ, Nikki Mal. Vuk, how is this one going to pan out?
It's tough. I haven't seen much of AJ, but I got to give the edge to Nick Mal in this one, I would imagine, based on how they performed in doubles. But let's see.
Yep, covering it well. AJ, a tennis and pickleball coach out in central to north New South Wales. Nikki Mal based in Queensland. Did live in Asia as well. And it looks like you did mention the discussion with the official earlier. I don't know what's happened here to... here we go, Vuk. It's on already.
So what's happened here?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think there's been a bit of a clash with the official, and it looks like the first points didn't count. Oh, no, we're playing traditional. My apologies. We're playing traditional scoring to 15. So points are only 1 when you're serving. I'm not entirely sure what Malaganeus was unsure about, though, during that discussion.
Really nice forehand by Nick there.
Ball caught out, challenge, confirmed long. We've had confirmation that AJ threw the ball back and it accidentally went into the back of official Moo. All light-hearted, double-ender backhand there at the back corner. Of course, a big thank you to all of our referees and officials supporting us here this weekend. David J, our head referee, was on all day yesterday. You can see him there at the back, covering the Stingers matchup with Mr. Ryan Henry on the court. Forehand unsuccessful. Now, Vuk, a couple of errors here for AJ.
Oh, I mean, just staying back after a return that isn't deep, isn't pushing Nick back, and allowing Nick to come in off that third ball is not ideal. AJ's just come in, which is a lot better. Can apply a little bit of pressure, but Nick's just pulling him all over the court. And yeah, I think this is going to be a cruise from Nick from what I've seen so far. I don't think AJ has what it takes to apply the pressure necessary to make life difficult for Nick here.
Yeah, it ends up being a 4-0, so the fellas will swap. And very much an interesting one. And there's just a few errors. And I think with the NPL format, like, a lead can balloon so quickly. Now, Vuk, you've obviously featured in, for instance, Kooyong for the National Pickleball League, went through to win the singles. From a men's singles perspective, like, how do you prepare yourself for such a match?
I think a lot of it's really, really mental. I think it's probably understated how locked in you have to be. And Aaron showing a little bit more fight there. Well done to him on winning that point. But yeah, it's very, very mental. Obviously, physically, you have to be super ready. But before anything, putting pressure on your opponent by doing a deep return and getting to the net is crucial when you're returning. And Nick Mal's done that right there. It prompted Aaron to make the mistake. And a 3-point for Nick Mal, or rather, win him the serve. Likewise, a deep serve can prompt easier chance to pass your opponent immediately. So, yeah, that's the two things that I'm always trying to focus on, and the job becomes that much easier if you're able to do a return and follow it in, and if you're able to do a deep serve and set yourself up for the third shot inside the court. Everything else that happens, if your opponent's serving deep and makes it difficult to return, or vice versa, if they're returning really well and making it difficult to begin the point with the third shot, you have to respect that and go through the motions, because you will have a chance eventually if you're focusing and doing the right stuff as well.
Oh, batted away, goes out.
Yeah, maybe try to do a little bit too much with that one.
You're 5-0 down. Would you be considering a timeout?
I definitely wouldn't be doing a slight serve out wide like Nick Mal did when I'm 5-0 up, but there you go. Let's see if Aaron Johnson can use it. Not a big fan of timeouts, personally. I like to use them more to mess with my opponents, I guess. But Aaron Johnson doesn't need it. He finally got his first point. Great serve, good backhand. The serve pulling Nick out wide a little bit prompted Nick to cover the center more heavy, which meant when Aaron went in behind, Nick was late to prepare. So hopefully Aaron can recognize that and maybe try and follow up with the same pattern. It's one of the better ones in singles for sure.
Well, clip on the net and unable to get it back. We've just had confirmation that the Heat ladies in Tarulia and Spencer did come back to close that last match out despite being down by such a heavy margin. The New South Wales #1 side strutting their stuff.
Wow.
Oh, good pick. Now, obviously, Harry Brown, dominant in the singles format. He's our highest rated singles player in the NPL for the men. It's going to be tough to come back, however, down by such a significant margin. I feel that AJ really needs to try and get some more points on the board here.
So once they reach 8 points, do they switch, or how does it work exactly, Graham?
Yep, so at the 8-point mark, both Josh Barber and Harrison Brown will come on to finish on that 15-point margin.
So that's when Nick gets to 8 or Aaron gets to 8, or when their points total 8?
No, when one of them gets to 8. Yeah, so it could be like a 7-7 scoreline. Typically what we see for the singles components is the players typically want to get in between 6 to 8 points. Obviously for Nicky Mal, if he can get a big blowout, that's massive. Cross court.
Wow.
Oh, what's the call? No, it's good. There we go. That's a bit of a confidence booster for Johnson. Oh, that's ridiculous from Malaganaeus.
Really stretching Aaron across the whole space of the court there. Beautiful.
Two in not there for Johnson. And the unforced errors keep on piling up. I will be with AJ next week for the Toowoomba Carnival Bash. Look, I don't know if you know, but Aaron Johnson's also a tournament director. When he's not playing in tournaments, he's running them.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. It's nice to be involved with sport in a bunch of different ways, as I'm now getting used to from the commentary side. Getting a little bit of taste of the Dill lifestyle.
We're very happy to have you in the booth, mate. And we have a 8-2. It's fair to say Nicky Mal has blown AJ out. And Harrison Brown has a giant task here. 6 points down to take on Josh Barber with a 5.1 singles. I don't know. It's probably fair to say that Barber is a bit of a singles specialist. He's very handy on the doubles court, but was picked up in the mid-season draft. After coming in as a substitute at the start of the season, played very well. But you've taken Harrison Brown on, Brooke. How do you compose yourself against someone of such a high caliber?
You know, before anything, I'd say that things are looking really grim for the Outback. So Captain Harry Brown really has to step up here. I mean, I'm not really too hopeful for them unless Harry can have an amazing performance here. But if I'm Josh, I just use the fact that my team's up a substantial amount. We won the first 2 games, and really I have to have the worst performance possible in order for Harry to win that many points against me to get to 15, right? Because now they have to get to 15. Is that correct?
That's right. Yep, traditional scoring, win by 2. So it has to be said, however, Harrison Brown has had some massive comebacks this season in the singles component. So
yeah, in terms of how to play Harry, like in my opinion, I don't think he crunches the ball if you're hitting it decently. He likes to maneuver it. So using that to my advantage, what I would be doing is I would be looking to try and hit pretty hard in big targets to force Harry to play a little bit smoother, a little bit more controlled. And as soon as he does that, I would look to pounce on it, because it's not easy to play that way. He makes it look quite effortless, but for me, if I'm able to read it and pounce on it, I quite like somebody playing in that style. Maybe when he played me, he didn't realize that. But yeah, I'm very happy with somebody to control the ball over and to move it around the court. Because the second I get my look, I'm happy to pounce and take it. Whereas if somebody's playing big and trying to blow me off the court and it's working, that's quite tougher to deal with, in my opinion.
Okay, so the scoreline to start, and Josh Barber with a laser down the left.
Yeah, wow.
Moves up to a 9-2. To reiterate, viewers, if Barber can get to 15, they will take the match at a 3-0 and progress. And the Outback will have to fight for their season in the next set of matches after this.
Let's see if my theory about starting off with a lead is the better option and maybe getting a little lucky, because Josh has just hit a tape and there's his second point in a row. I think this is exactly what the Opals want to be.
That's massive for Barber. 2 big plays. Confidence brewing.
Does Barber replicate this if he comes up against Harry Brown in a 0-0 scoreline? That's what I want to know.
Good question. Well, he's just got three from 3. And a timeout. No, not a timeout. Amanda Moo's just coming to check something. All good.
Josh is nice and close to the camera, and we can see he does have quite a fresh trim.
Well, there we go. Signs of life from Harry Brown.
I would be fuming at Josh right there for playing a backhand and staying in place. Push that ball in the court and run to the net. Harry Brown has every chance to miss it, considering he's down by 9 whole points and has not won a point yet.
Yeah, this is wild. I wonder, right? Like, Brown is the captain of the Outback. He needs a captain's performance. There's a different kind of pressure on him right now, and I wonder if it's really starting to play a factor.
Josh needs to be smart about doing that. Like, take the net just like he did. That's exactly it. Make Harry pass you. Make him win points here, because the pressure he has on him, if he doesn't, is massive.
Yeah, 12-2, and you can see Harrison there just went and got his towel and walked immediately away from his team during the break, and I think that's pretty standard. Harrison typically sort of someone who, you know, likes to reflect upon himself rather than go and get advice from others.
Yeah, this isn't the time. This isn't the time for advice from everyone. He just has to stabilize mentally so that he can play his game. He hasn't won a point yet.
Well, the swapping of sides, and Barber on fire. This is going to be a statement win for the Opals and a genuine shot at everyone else if they can take down the Outback 3-0.
Regardless if Josh lost that point, I think he made Harrison work for it. And Harrison, knowing that every point is going to be like that, if Josh can keep that up, is a very tall mountain to climb from 12-2 down.
Oh, wow. That is scintillating from Barber. Nailing it into the corner. Now, Harry Brown on track for his 3rd championship in the NPL seasons.
I know that Harry doesn't have much to celebrate about, but if he wins this point here, he needs to get a little bit of a roar going if he has any hope of winning this match. And Brown, I get nothing.
Yeah, Brown typically very quiet. I've only ever seen him fire up once, and that was against Matt Kuznetsov in a tournament we had in Sydney for a gold medal. And yeah, very quiet. Harrison, he doesn't really get chirpy on the court. He's just got 2 in a row, and Josh cannot let momentum slip.
Yeah, I don't know how much composure is going to help him in this situation. I think he needs to give Josh a signal and say, "Hey, I believe I can win this." And if Josh gets on his serve two or three more times and converts one of those two or three times, that's already a very, very, very difficult situation for the Outback. Very smart play by Josh.
It's pretty wild, right? Like, Barber was actually overlooked in Div 2 prior to the Pro Tour debut. And here he is taking on the number one rated duper player we have in singles in Harrison Brown. And potentially putting him to the sword. Just goes to show for you Div 2 players watching, you can always have a crack at it in Pro Tour. You just got to keep on trying. And that one there floating long.
I'd say that pickleball is definitely a game of self-confidence is the best way I'd put it. And if you have a lot of self-belief, you can take on anyone. And dare I say, you can beat anyone.
It's interesting, Vuk, in that in all the social media work done by NPL leading up to finals, Casey Brooks was saying that the Outback depth is really thin. And if Harrison Brown doesn't have a good day, then the Outback collapse. I mean, they lost the men's doubles, which you could have argued they would have probably preferred to have taken that. Harrison Brown really needs to stand tall here.
He's made some headway. I don't like Josh staying back, but it did work out that time.
That's better from Brown. Now our results around the grounds. Currently the Stingers Roos are currently 1-1 apiece. The Tide are putting it to the Dinkers. They're currently up 2-1. The Dinkers must win their next doubles to force a 2-2 and go to mixed. Heat Adders. The Adders up 2-1 against the top New South Wales side as that ball floats long.
I gotta say, Dylan, when it was 12-2, Josh, I didn't feel any momentum from Harry. But now that he's on 7, I feel like this has gotten quite balanced.
What a rally.
ATP.
Yeah, what a rally. Yeah, it's this is what he does, Harrison Brown. Like you mentioned, you'd like to see him fire up a little bit, but he's almost like a smiling assassin. He's very quiet, very composed. The lion rarely roars, but geez, 4-point difference. Confidence here from the Outback.
Yeah, but I think a roar would stop Josh from having a point like that. Like I said, I think pickleball, especially in singles, is a lot about self-belief, and if you're able to get fired up and let your opponent know that you back yourself, that can be the exact thing you need to drop their self-belief a little bit and evoke a few more mistakes. But Josh is still looking strong, just not convincing me that he's ready to push Harry from a perspective of pressure, especially with the amount of times he stayed back after returning. Of course, some players prefer to let the opponent come in and pass, but I just think that's a very low percentage play. What do you think is going to happen here, Dill?
Well, phew, such a close one, right? I think oh my goodness, it's going to come down to moments like that, right? Like
What we needed.
if someone can pull, like this is danger time. You need to pull out moments of brilliance.
I want Josh to go all in his serve here. Super deep, pulling Harrison Brown off the court to the backhand side. Let's see it. Ooh. Would have been nice to get a little bit more depth in that serve, but I think he got what he wanted from that point. Just couldn't execute.
Let's talk about momentum, Book. So obviously Harrison Brown starting to storm home here. Josh Barber within reach of the finish line. How do you halt your opposition when they're like surging ahead?
It just zero pressure from Josh there. It's a return in the middle of the court, short. Now he's staying back. Misses the pass after staying back. In my opinion, he's giving Harry the game. I think this is really like a lack of confidence and resilience in terms of the self-belief I talked about. That's what's coming off the screen to me.
Oh, nice.
The shots looked really good. That point was really good, but it just looked so difficult to achieve, whereas everything Harry's doing looks very easy. And I think it's Harry, putting the pressure on Josh, and then Josh just trying to survive. Whereas it should be the exact opposite, given the scoreline.
It's a deep return, called long.
Yes, and the error provoked by a deep serve, pulling Harry off the court on the backhand side, prompting Harry to go for depth and to also cover the middle at the same time, provoking that error.
This is massive. Barber a chance to sink. There, they've done it. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
The Opals have taken them in a 3-0. No one saw this coming. All of that hype between the Hart-Skuman matchup does not matter. Their matchup is irrelevant right now. The Opals have done it. They've just cleaned house. They are the top team in Queensland at this point in time.
Wow. Yeah, I can't say I saw this one coming either. We did see quite a bit of fire and very, very brave stuff from Josh towards the end to step up. Big congrats to him. Very impressed with his conviction behind his shots. But I would urge him in the future to figure out easier ways to apply pressure, because I think that could have been dealt with in a little bit simpler of a fashion had he made slightly better choices with his strategy.
Got to give credit, I think, to Nicky Mal going up 8-2. We did have that discussion, right, at the start about the differences of having a very strong finish versus a very strong start. And Malaganaeus earning his cookies.
Yeah, he really gave it to Aaron Johnson, and he showed why he's one of the top guys in Australia, not just in doubles, but in singles as well.
Now, I'm just getting confirmation if we will be covering the women's matches, because this game is over. It looks like, Vuk, we're going to jump across to the Adders v Heat if we can, because it's a really close one in that is our other big final right now. Like, we got the Opals Outback in what we would consider a pro qualifying final. But our other pro qualifying final is Heat v Adders, which is really close.
Has Timmy Kuz been picked up by a team since the mid-season reshuffle?
I don't think so. I think he was playing with his brother, and then he's in Div 2 at the moment.
Yeah, so his brothers dropped him down to Div 2 for a chance to do a little bit better because ever since Matt Kuz dropped to Timmy Kuz, the team has been doing substantially better. I think they haven't lost since then.
The Adders have been on fire. It is a fair point, and they have a chance to sink the Heat. We've got women's doubles on their game. What will occur for everyone at home is we will jump across to the Adders v Heat, which will be very exciting. So we will dive into that match very soon.
Dylan, is Timmy Kuz watching this match?
I imagine he's there in person, watching
So
the game.
you think he's supporting his brother that dropped him?
Look, I don't. I'm going to assume so. Like the Kuzi brothers seem to be very much all together. But we are just getting confirmation, viewers, for this Heat v Adders swap. So it looks like we're going to close down this match. So Vuk and I will dive across to the Heat v Adders matchup for the green zone. We will continue, obviously, later on today with our next time slot. But if you are watching, pop over to the Heat v Adders link on the National Pickleball League YouTube channel. I'm sure the NPL boys will put a link in the comments if you're wondering. We're going to jump across over there to commentate that match. Vuk and I will be back very soon to cover the awfully close one happening between the number one